Can you guys hear me? Is this working? Ah! Ha! Fucking crazy, man. All right, so I have like a screen behind the camera, so if I'm looking up, I'm trying to track everything, and I have a laptop over here on my left. But oh my God. Oh my God. Are you guys up to speed on that whole Oscars debacle? All right, now I'm gonna be honest. Okay, excuse me, I silenced my phone here. I fucked up and didn't have it going here, so hang on. All right, now I have to do a check-in here on MGTOW TV and check this. Alrighty. All right. So hopefully it's working. Hang on, live streaming viewers. All right. So, all right. As you guys know, I did 33 years in the Army. And in that time, I've seen and heard of thousands upon thousands of divorces. Okay, I have seen several hundred Dear Johns go down. I've seen probably about 100 and 150 instances where soldiers came back from overseas to what I call the tumbleweed effect. And that's when they go home and their house is empty, their kids are gone, nobody knows where anyone is, and they're royally fucked. So I understand the psychology behind this to a certain extent. Okay, now, like for instance, I came back from Iraq, wounded in combat. I got the "I'm not happy" speech, and lo and behold, my now ex decided to get a forced a cock run through her 6 to 8 inches at a time. That's 6 to 8 inches at a time. And in the beginnings, I thought, well, if she's just having an affair with one person, I got kids, maybe I could work through this whole thing. No, not so much. When I found out the truth of what actually was going on, it was unrecoverable, and I filed for divorce. I was done. Okay, there's just some things you can't come back from. Now, it's no secret that Will Smith's wife is negatively looked upon by most of the people on the right and a large portion of the people in the center. I mean, she just comes across as just a manipulative, feminist, backstabbing quanta ha ha ha, in my opinion. All right. And then you have that aspect of this. So he basically married a woman who's a feminist. And, the rumor is that he's got some serious issues with his kids. They're growing up all kind of crazy. I will just say that to be kind. I don't personally know them. I'm just going by what I saw on TMZ and some other articles that I've read in the past. So he married a feminist. He is like up until this point, he's like the top A-list actor in Hollywood. I think maybe he's got 4 or 5 people that rival his box office draw and so forth. He's worth like over $350 million. So right in that area. I mean, last time I checked. All right, so he is the epitome of the alpha male that all these women want. he's got the great job. You know, he's for the most part, he's very personable. He makes an ass load of money. You know, women probably throw themselves at him all the time because that's the nature of the beast. And despite all of this, his wife is totally cool with an open marriage, and on camera in front of God and everyone came out and said that she had an entanglement with one of her son's friends. And like, I remember watching that, looking on the look on his face as she's saying this. I'm just like, oh my God, oh goddamn. I mean, it's absolutely heartbreaking. Now, can you imagine the amount of frustration that you have as somebody who's built himself up from virtually nothing to being an A-list actor, top of the heap in Hollywood, just pulling down mad stacks of cash, and the woman that you're with, it's not good enough. So what we saw unfold during the Oscars is basically a frustration, a background frustration of what he must be feeling. Now, I don't live in his shoes, okay? I'm just a man, all right? And I'm just giving a man's perspective, all right? Now, I watched the whole slap fight thing, and there's an argument to be said that it, you know, maybe it could have been fabricated. And since we're dealing with people who are a bunch of actors who are professional liars, just keep that in the back of your mind, that's a possibility. But the downsides of that is if that ever comes out that it was, you know, totally fabricated, the Oscars are going to lose even more people. I mean, their ratings are in the toilet as it is. All right, so now Chris Rock made it, you know, the joke about Will Smith's wife, and she does look like G.I. Jane. It's valid critique. Now, for the people out there saying, well, you know, he was talking bad about somebody's wife and he deserved what he got. All right. First of all, he's a comedian. All right. It's his job to be edgy, say stuff that people think but don't have the guts to say themselves. You know, talk about life's truths, because, you know, a lot of comedy, that especially stuff that's really funny, has truth to it, because we can all relate to that. At least up until this current generation, jury's out on that. But yeah, I mean, the frustration, oh God, I don't know. First of all, you know, Chris Rock said those comments. It's his job. Everyone that goes there gets fucking roasted. Okay. Now, in the beginning, I mean, I watched the footage. Mr. Smith laughed, and a few minutes later, gets up, walks onto the stage, and I have no idea why Mr. Rock didn't put his hands up. Because as a fighting man, maybe that's the problem, he's just a comedian, but as a fighting man, when people walk up to you like that, at least, you know, get yourself in a decent stance to react. Okay? Then as he comes right to the edge of your personal space, you put your hands up. Okay? Listen, just doing this stops a lot of horse shit. Okay? You can always pull it in for hooks. You can move out for, you know, if it's a sloppy hook, you can slap down jabs, block slaps, what have you. And he did it. And Another thing that I found that was absolutely reprehensible is after it happened, you know, the audio which was cut off in the stateside, it wasn't cut off overseas. You can hear Mr. Smith saying, "Hey, keep my wife's, name out of your fucking mouth." All right. So, I mean, that was quite literally a slap fight at the Oscars. Now, I'm going to say from my perspective, I am never going to be at that level. All right, I dedicated most of my life to the army and the military. Okay, for me, if I wanted to do some shit like that, I had to start at like 17, 18 and work myself up. I mean, and it's tough. It's tough. So I'm never going to be in that man's shoes in regards to that. But, as a man, um, he kind of, like Mr. Smith, showed an incredible amount of weakness. And you could tell if this wasn't like a con job that his brain housing is disconnected. He's got problems up there and he needs to work that shit out. Now, in regards to Mr. Smith and the rest of his career moving forward. All right, so I'm trying not to be that person to come out and say fucking cancel this guy. Never offer him another acting gig again. Hell, even even the Oscars, they're not going to take the award away from him for disgracing the actual himself and the show, which is reprehensible. And I mean, in my opinion, you're going to probably see a lot of actors refusing to work with him moving forward, and it's going to negatively impact, his earning potential moving forward. Now, he's worth $350 million. If he was to lose half of that and get divorced from this, obviously she's a toxic woman. Just get the fuck away from that, because it's not working out for him. It's not taking him anywhere good. And I don't know. All I can say is it could have went better. He could have thought that out a lot better. Now listen, if he really had a problem with Chris Rock, he could have addressed it after the award show. Okay, he could have just smiled. Yeah, gave the golf clap. Yeah. And then afterwards, walk up to him, slap him, and let him know, hey, you're pissed off. Okay, that would be a lot less egregious to what we witnessed. Okay, so I'm just going to put it that way. And let's see what we're going to do here is I am going to try to... Now you got to bear with me. This is my first time doing this. I'm going to try to get some memes up and running. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see me. I'm getting a couple errors, but they don't seem to be interfering with most of the streams from what I can tell. Let's see what we got here. All right, so typically during the show when I'm talking, Blake is doing all this, and I have to do it now since he's on vacation. All right, now, Blake works his ass off on this show, and I mean, he's coming up on wedding season. It's going to start here in like 1 or 2 weeks, and he's going to be busy up until late fall every weekend. And he wanted to have some time off to spend with his family, which I totally understand. He deserves that. He really does. All right, let's close that. And let's see where we are here. Okay, just bear with me. Okay, let's get this stuff smaller here. Let's get this out of the way. There we go. Oh, yeah. It's going to be a good one here. All right. Let's see if I can shrink it down to fit. Got to bear with me. All right, here we go. All right, we got to go through a couple memes here because the fans sent these to me, and I thought they were pretty goddamn funny. Let's get one more in here. Yeah, this one here is going to be really infuriating. Wow! Look at that. All right. Listen, if this is going on in your marriage, in my opinion, is over. All right? It's time to, call. It's just wrap it up, pack it up, go home, do something else. This is not working out for you. I'm just saying here. Well, let's see if we can get us some super chats here. Let's see what's going on. All right, let's go. If I could find any here on the tubes. Okay. Now you got to remember my PayPal got whacked, so it is what it is. Let's do a little inventory here. See what we got going on. There was a couple in here. They dropped off though. I don't know what happened to them. Okay, we got that going on. And, okay, let's see what we got here. See if we can go to MGTOW TV. See if we got anything there. We got William Cuck Smith. Holy shit, Popp is doing the big live stream on his own. Damn, you're stepping up, Popp. That's good. Yes, it is. I'm trying to pull my own weight a little more in the technical side. I mean, I come up with a lot of the crazy stuff. It's my job. But I need to get up to speed on the technical stuff as well. Stand by. Okay. Let's see if we got any emails. All right, so what do you guys, do you guys have any opinions on the whole slap fight at the Oscars? In the comments, just say, real or fake. Just let me know if you think it was real or fake. All right, and right now we're rocking 690 on YouTube. If you guys can bump those likes up, that'd be cool. Outstanding. All right. All right, so we're 20 minutes into this. It's not bad for my first stream, I must say. Could be better. Let's see what we got going on here. All right, there we are. Now I'm going to shrink this down. Okay, hang on. All right, so a lot of people are going to get pissed off at what I'm going to say next. But now, you guys know me, been following me for a while, and I just call them as I see them. So let's get here, and boom. All right, now this came out on March 19th, 2022. And they're talking about, this article here is from page 6. And it's basically how Will Smith and his wife are going to deal with an open marriage. Now, I believe he's like Will Smith is what, 6 or 8 months older than me. He's like 54. I'm 53. Getting old here. But yeah, look at this shit. It's insane here. Look at this shit. All right. So can you guys hear me? Are you guys picking me up? Yeah, all right. Okay. So that we have that one right there. All right. Now, this is from marriage.com. And this I read this article, and this one it's from 2020, and it talks about the devastating psychological effects of cheating on a spouse. Okay, there's a lot of this self-blame, self-loathing. There is a sense of loss there because you are going to be mourning the death of the relationship and the death of what used to, take place, and it's not there anymore. You're going to have a lot of anxiety and reduced self-esteem. And a lot of individuals who suffer from the self-esteem issues do things to try to, raise that up. And you saw that happen with the slap at the slap fight. Okay. Now, I looked up the definition of cuckold, and you guys can do that for yourself. But here's another one here. And this one's from 2011, and this is from the Good Men Project. And this article here basically explains how cuckolding is the worst thing that can happen to a man. All right. Because once you go down this road, it is exceptionally difficult to bring anything, to get back on your grind. All right. That's just my opinion. I'm not a psychologist here. But with what's been going on with the whole psychologist community and how they're accepting all of the left's crazy ideas, then I'm probably just as good as anyone else, I guess. Your guess is as good as mine. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, you got to bear with me as I jump through all the comments. We're up to 460 likes, 731 on YouTube. Not bad, not bad. All right, now we're going to stop talking about the whole Will Smith thing here. And this is why. We are sitting on the edge of World War III. Okay, some can say it's even technically already started. All right. It's basically World War III by proxy. Okay, because this is going to be just if this goes on any longer, you're going to start seeing a lot of big ticket equipment and weaponry start appearing in Ukraine. And this is going to further alienate the Russians and the rest of NATO. And who knows? I mean, Putin's getting desperate. He might get froggy and launch a nuke. And when that happens, the world as we knew it is forever gone. Gone. Like, some of you individuals out there don't seem to realize the devastating power of a nuclear warhead. All right. There are sites on the internet. You could search for them, atomic bomb yield and blast radius. You just search for those terms. And you will come across just one of these bombs can literally level all of New York City and probably wipe out a third of the state. All right, can you imagine if that was to happen in every state in the Union? We're done. We're never coming back from that. Same thing with Russia. It's not really that difficult to rain nuclear warheads on Russia. Okay. Now, the nuclear warheads. Now, if it was to kick off, there's going to be probably more than just Russia getting a nuke, in my opinion. You could probably say goodbye to China. And that whole, side of, I mean, basically, once that happens, the whole world is irradiated, and we're in a nuclear winter for up to 20 years in some articles I read. We're not going to survive that. All right, it's absolutely ridiculous that we've gotten to this point. But as I've said it before, and I say it, and I've said it again. We're nothing but a bunch of hairless, fucking monkeys that are corrupted by power, and we use the intelligence that we were gifted by our Creator to make more ingenious ways to kill and enslave each other. All right, now listen, I'm not a peacenik. I'm not preaching peace. I'm just telling you human nature, because that's what I do. All right, so let's go. Let's talk about some Ukraine stuff here. Let's see if I can find that. Let's get this shrinked. Okay, and this can get shrinked. Okay, here we go. Let's shrink this up. All right, so this is the Ukraine. I did a Bing search news. It's Ukraine updates and stuff. You got to forgive me. I'm not really up to speed on doing this as of yet. All right, so we're talking about a lot of the stuff here that's going on, and this is news as of today. This is 11 minutes old. I've been hearing some news that Ukraine and Russia have come to some terms of some points to stop to cause the ceasefire to go into effect. We'll see what happens. I've also seen a couple of news articles that have claimed Putin has gone to a nuclear bunker somewhere. So, if this thing kicks off and goes nuclear, we have to make sure that we turn it into a smoking crater. All right, we got that. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. Now, if you've been following a lot of the stuff I've been doing, I've covered a lot of Ukraine crisis, because this could really turn into World War III and be the end of the world. And we need to be up to speed on this, in some way, shape, or form. And I posted the one Ukraine video last week, and I got like 75, 80 downvotes and a bunch of negative comments about how I'm just listening to all the media in the West, and my perspective is that from a Western Army perspective. All right, so let me just be honest here. Okay, I am speaking about this conflict from the Western's, military viewpoint, because I spent so much time in the Western military. As a member of the United States Army, and I was a member of virtually all of the elite units in that U.S. Army, minus Delta Force. I was never a member of Delta Force. All right, so I kind of know what I'm talking about here. All right, and my last 10 years in the military, because I was wounded in 04, the Army took care of me and allowed me to spend the last 10 years in civil affairs, where I cross-trained in PsyOps, and then I went to Intel Analyst School. So, I mean, they literally sent me to a brick-and-mortar intelligence school where I spent, 5 months every day, except Sundays, having, the methods that are used to determine, what's going on here in the world. All right, so here's some of the numbers. All right, now people are like, oh, the numbers are so wrong. Oh, yeah, listen. Okay, this is NATO's casualty numbers here. With 7,000 to 15,000 soldiers killed. Now, Those numbers are as low as 1,000 coming out of Russia, and they're as high as like 20, 25,000 coming out of the Ukraine. Are we going to know the exact numbers? Probably not. At least not now. It's going to take time. But from the amount of craziness that I've been watching, I mean, Russia's. This is Russia, for God's sake. Like, this is the boogeyman army. I spent, like, the first half of my military career learning how to fight. I remember in Lair, we would spend days learning vehicle identification. You know, aircraft, helicopters, like all of the service vehicles, all of the different tanks, all of the different weapons. I mean, I was taught on, Russian doctrine, the old USSR doctrine, the way they used to conduct business. Okay? And what we're seeing taking place over in Ukraine is embarrassing and shameful. Now, this is just my opinion. I know I'm going to have some fans out there get pissed off. I got you. I'm on no one's side here. All right? I'm on the side of no World War III. Okay? Is Ukraine corrupt? Fuck yeah, they are. Ukraine is the hub in the goddamn Richard money laundering salad for our entire fucking government. There's all kinds of crazy shit going on there. I don't have receipts. This is just rumor control here. Okay? That's what I've been hearing. In Russia, when the USSR fell, there was a lot of prominent individuals who stepped right into the vacuum left behind and carried on business as usual. They just made a few minor changes, and they just rolled along doing their own thing. What are you going to do? But yeah, I mean, the amount of tanks and armored personnel vehicles destroyed, artillery pieces, aircraft, helicopter, fast movers, drones, even a couple ships. These are big ticket items. And Russia, it's a vast, vast country, but it has the GDP of basically South Korea. They are breaking their army. They're breaking their military for this craziness. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so now I brought up some of these maps, and people got all upset because those maps aren't accurate. You don't know what you're talking about. All right, well, nobody's fucking maps are accurate because this is a fluid war zone, and there's attacks and counterattacks going on all the time. There are civilians moving in humanitarian corridors to get them out of there. Like, millions of people are fleeing. So getting an actual picture of what's going on the ground is going to be tough. All right? But from what I'm seeing, Russia is either being driven back or they are retrograding back. And I really don't know what that's going to entail. All right. Now, Evil Popp is telling me, don't trust it. They're basically pulling back and drawing the Ukrainian military further away, from their supply lines. And then maybe they'll royally thwart them with, a nuke or chemical agents, or just carpet bomb the fuck out of them. Okay, now listen, Russia still has a lot of military assets left. They might not all be maintained, but they're there. So, yeah, I think Russia is retrograding back to regroup and probably start another assault somewhere, something that's not, maybe one direction instead of attacking on, 3 different sides. because the coordination isn't there, the comms aren't there. I don't even think the Army can, coordinate with the Air Force properly. It's just one giant clusterfuck after another, and like Ukraine is wreaking havoc with these ghetto drones that they bought from Turkey. All right, Turkey bought a bunch of drones. They didn't really like them, so what do? Sold them to the Ukraine, and I think maybe they re-gifted some of them to them. Let's just say these things are not stealthy. They're not fast. They don't, their maneuverability really isn't that good because they are basically don't have pilots in them. They're being piloted from a distance. And Russia has all kinds of counter electronic counter warfare measures that can jam these things. They have their own shoulder-fired anti-aircraft missiles. I mean, you would figure they would be able to shoot these things down, and they are not. And they are paying a fucking huge price for this. All right, here we go. Let's see here. I'm trying to get this one rolling in here. Come on. All right. So here's some other things. This is 13 hours. From 13 hours ago, the Polish Prime Minister spent 2.3 million Ukrainian refugees have fled to their country. I mean, this is going to cause a huge humanitarian crisis here. All right, now, in my opinion, Europe has allowed all kinds of refugees from Africa and all over the world to saturate the services that these countries could give to actual refugees. Okay, I'm not talking about individuals who just live in a shitty fucking country and want to come to a better country for a better standard of living, and then they say, "Well, we're refugees." No, that's not a refugee in my opinion. Okay, now the people who are fleeing Ukraine who actually need those services and support are not going to get it because it's basically already been sucked up by those individuals who came up, starting in like 2014, 15 up until this day. Yeah. That's just my opinion. All right, let's see what we got going on here. All right, we're sitting at almost 900 people on YouTube. And let's see what we got here. I'm trying to find all the super chats, but here's one from Alex Patino. Hey, Popp, what is your evil Popp is telling you is that the Russians are using deception in war, and they have a word for it. It's called Maskarova. It's a war doctrine used in deception. Yeah, listen, the Soviets, the second half of 1942, by the middle of 1943, the Russian army had this down pat. And they did this all the time. They retrograded, caused like an opening in their line. The Germans would run in there, and then they would close it off, and they called it a kill sack, and then just chew everything up in there. Just kill them. They're awesome at that. So, who knew? All right, let's see what else we got here. Wildman 1982, Long Live Gonzo, Lair, Felix, Rex, and Matt Bracken. Okay. All right. Okay, Travis Wolf emailed Redonkulas 12. A subject Ukraine. I'll cover that. Peter Oslowski, 99 cents. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now listen. People are not watching me talk about Ukraine to get more of the same shit that they can get from MSM and CNN and all those other propaganda websites. Do I watch some of those sites just for the Ukraine stuff? Yes, I do. Do I believe everything they say? Fuck no. No, they don't. I also look at sources from Turkey, Al Jazeera, let's see, England, the BBC, for the most part, they're shitty, but it's a different perspective. I'm going to try to get to New Tech tonight. I'll see if I can. I'm not sure. Because I'm barely hanging on with this, streaming to 5 different platforms. So, yeah, we'll see what's up. All right. All right. Digital Demon Davros. The amount of your American Supreme Pizza on the left are denying the prelude to major conflict. Left ideology has ruined your country. Yes, it has. It has. And we're going to be talking about that coming up here in the final subject. Okay? Because it is fucking insane the amount of shit that is going on. All right, let's see if we got anything else here from MGTOW. Haven't seen anything else. Let me refresh it. Okay, it's not showing up. All righty, let's see what we got over here. We're looking here at MGTOW. Got a bunch of individuals on here. Oh, yeah, you guys are sending some nice butts here. All right, I don't have any butts for you guys tonight. I'm sorry. Once I get better at this, we'll start working that out. Odyssey. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Huh? All right, Rumble. Mm-hmm. Let's see what we got going on here in Rumble. All right. Now, unfortunately, on Rumble, if you do send super chats on them, they don't stay up for long. They're up very temporarily, and I have them on a separate screen to my left here. All right, so if you sent me a chat on any of these other platforms that I don't get to them, just send me an email to redonkulas12@gmail.com and just, put your super chat, what it was, just in the subject line, Miss Super Chat, and then put the Super Chat in there, and we'll get to it either this Thursday if I do another one of these, or on Tuesday next week. All right, let's see what we got on Twitch. Okay. Uh-oh. Apparently on Twitch, they made it for adults only. It's the first time I ever, seen that happen over there. I've been age restricted. Yeah, it looks like we're getting some weird feedback from Twitch on this side. Let's see what we got going on over here. Got 62 people on Rumble. Let's see what we got on. Let's see. Okay. Still live over there on Odyssey. Okay. Oh, another butt on MGTOW. I got some good shit on D Live. Now I have all these lemons on D Live, and I've literally been trying to verify this account for over a month and a half. They won't accept. I've sent my ID. I've sent the pictures at least half a dozen times. Their help desk is worthless, so I don't know what's going on with them in this regard. But it's not good. Okay, and there's YouTube. All right, let's move on to the final one here. We'll get this down to an hour. And then I'll try to get to some super chats. You gotta just give me some slack here. Let's see. Wait to live stream. Let's see. Okay. My audio is low. Or I'm sorry. I'm trying to. Let me see if I can bring that up. Okay. Alrighty. Hopefully that helps out with the audio. I'm sorry. I should probably get a headset because talking into this big mic, it's not really working out. All right, so yeah, Wildman 1982 Field Rex YouTube channel. I should check it out. I will. All right. Sorry about the audio, gentlemen. This is my first time doing this, so I got to get up to speed. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. Let's see. Ukraine. All right. This one is from T-Wolf02. Popp, I can't believe Blake allowed you alone on the controls. This is just my opinion based on what I've seen and heard. I can see Zelensky getting Churchilled. He is useful now, but once the dust settles, he'll get booted. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. Yeah, Churchill was a good leader. I don't know about this Zelensky guy. Yeah, I'm the only one who is questioning what is going to happen to the lethal aid we're giving them. Plus, Zelensky opened the jails and prisons. If Ukraine is still free, to be a failed state. I'm just getting ideas on what Z described a few months back about Georgia. Russia will be seriously crippled. This proves that NATO is useless. I hope everything works out. Well, NATO is useless. They're so fucking weighted down with their bureaucracy. They just soak up all kinds of money, burn up a bunch of time, and get almost nothing done. So I agree with you on this. Now, in regards to Zelensky, I don't really know anything about him. I did do some research. It wasn't good. As a leader of the country, I mean, he's mediocre at best, in my opinion. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, if Russia decides to, royally start putting the scunion on Ukraine and, basically level all of their major cities, I don't think Ukraine will recover for 50 years. It'll be very bad for them. Okay. I got some Stripe here, thank you. Oh shit. Another one helped. Gentlemen, I know I always email you to make jokes, but I want to add my name to the list of people you saved. I wasn't suicidal, but I was lost as a person and let a woman mess with me mentally. I left her and started things fresh. My new girlfriend likes you guys and appreciates me, treats you better than your ex ever could. She laughs at you guys and agrees with a lot of the feminasty you bring to light, and knows uh, that women are nasty and manipulative. I love you both and thank you for everything you've done for me and every other guy. It means a lot to me, man. Okay, now I've accepted another speaking part at the CME in Florida in May. I got to get the details, and I will be talking about basically mental tenacity. All right, being mentally resilient, and it's a little different than than having mental toughness. Okay, yes, you can develop both, but the resiliency is what really, in my opinion, saved me and probably a lot of other people. And I'll be talking about how to get that done. And I'll try to add a lot of jokes to it and make it a little funner than the anti-suicide one I did last year. So it's either here nor there. Now, if you guys haven't watched that one, the anti-suicide video, especially you military guys, you need to watch that. It's completely different than the anti-suicide horse shit that you were forced to digest in the military, which was stupid. And it, basically everyone got emailed a PowerPoint slide deck, and then they picked some E5 or E6 out of the ranks to give the briefing, and they sucked. I'm just gonna be honest. They were shitty. Hopefully mine's a little better. Let's see what we got here. All right. We're still at 8:42 on YouTube. All right. Let's go to the final one here. Hang on, let's see if it. Yeah, okay, that's not it. We talk about that. Oh, here we go. Oh yeah. And this one really pisses me off. You guys are gonna love this one. Okay, hang on. Right. We're gonna bring this up here. All right, now this one is about Walt Disney. All right, now I'm going to show you this, and you're going to see just how a small minority can fuck it up for everyone. Here we go. This one here, Walt Disney. Let's get this to fit in there. Blake is way better at this than I am. I'll get there, but it'll take me some time. All right, now this is the 2022 Disney mission statement. All right. So, for those of you that don't know, who are not in the military, when you are given a mission statement, you are receiving basically the guidance that those above you want you to follow, and what your organization is designed to do. Okay, now Disney is a for-profit company, and in my opinion, they've shaped a lot of the Western culture, not in a good way. Um, we're seeing, like, right today, we're seeing the horrible after effects of the princess culture, of everyone's little girl being a princess, and being raised to believe that there's going to be a Prince Charming with a, glass slipper, and you're going to live happily ever after. Life isn't like that. Okay, this is their mission statement right here: to entertain, inform, and inspire people around the globe through the power of unparalleled storytelling, reflecting the iconic brands, creative minds, innovative technologies that make our world's premier entertainment company. All right. Now, I believe Walt Disney first came about in 1955, and by the early 70s, they had secured, I believe, all of the parks that they have now, and they have only grown from there. All right, and as we have heard in the news, DeSantis signed the parental rights in education bill into law in Florida. Now, I've actually looked at this bill, and what the media is calling it, the Don't Say Gay Act, they're fucking out of their mind. It's not in there. Okay? This bill basically is allowing the parents of the students to know what's being taught to their kids. All right? Now, it's insane. Like, I have a property in Berkeley. The property taxes on that house a year are $5,800. That's almost $6,000 a year. Probably a third of that money goes right to the school board, the school district of that city. All right, my youngest is graduating in a few months and will no longer be attending Berkeley High School. But since I own that house, I'm going to have to continue pumping money into that school district. Now, if you have kids going to that school district, it is not that much of a stretch to say, hey, what are you teaching my kids? Where's the list of mandatory reading? Let me see what's going on. That's all they want. Okay, and listen, like you guys heard me say the Space Ghost joke probably thousands of times, especially if you've been watching this show for the 8 years or 9 years it's been on. And Space Ghost was the last cartoon I was watching. It was Saturday morning, 10:30. I was watching Space Ghost. Right after that was Thundar the Barbarian, and then the one with like the family that lived in space. And Space Ghost was on first. And I'm sitting there eating a bowl of honeycomb cereal, watching Space Ghost, and there's a knock at the door. I go answer it. Lo and behold, it's the girl who lived down the street. Her father lived down the street, and I would see her 2 weekends a month because her father was divorced, and I usually wouldn't see her at all during the summer. All right, well, school was about to start up. She's knocking on the door, wants to hang out. Because back then, before this time, hey, I mean, we were friends, and, I didn't really look at her that way, and we just did our thing. Well, she shows up with a exceptionally nice rack of tits and fucked my entire life up after that. Because it took me a long time for the big head to finally overpower the little head. And it was a very expensive, painful beatdown to get that to happen. So, yeah. So when you're trying to teach a kid about gay and trans and anything about sex before the age of like 11 or 10, it's only being done for one reason. You're trying to groom these young children so they could become victims down the road. Yes, they'll sit there, oh, well, this is just part of the world. They have to know about this stuff. Yes, they do. Teach them about it in high school, when most of their identity has already been fucking formed. The only reason you're teaching 5th graders and younger this shit is you want them to be vulnerable, weak victims moving forward. And that's not good for anyone. So I am firmly behind this horse shit here. I'm firmly behind this law that was passed in Florida. I am not behind all of transgender and horse shit. All right, now here is the Wikipedia page. I know you guys hate Wikipedia, but you know I'm lazy, and you know I do check a lot of the sources. If it's something specific, I don't use them, but it's Walt Disney, for God's sake. All right, basically, the Magic Kingdom's been around for like half a century. All right, they talk about Walt Disney, how he started off with the cartoons, the theme parks. I mean, the whole deal. Look at this shit. All right. Let's see what we got here. Okay. We'll get back to that one here. All right, now this is what Disney's doing now. All right. Does anyone think this is fucked up? Okay. Just imagine how fucked up this world is going to be if we allow this to stand and move forward. 50 years that Disney's been in existence has royally fucked the minds of our youth. It has. Just look at the crime stats, look at the single mothers, look at all the other shit that's going on. You know, it just hasn't worked out. Now, can you imagine the utter pandemonium and weakness and craziness is going to be in the Western world after just 10 years of Disney being allowed to pitch this shit to the youth of the world? Does anyone have... I mean, come on. This is not even fucking cool. It's going to be a cross-eyed fucking beatdown. Alrighty, let's see. Here's another one here. All right, now, what is the precision? I did just a search here for world population. What percentage of the population is gay in 2022? All right, they break it down by state. Yeah, because I'm just using America here. But for the most part, when you come down here and it breaks it down, you look here and it's, you know, right around 5,000 per 100,000 people. It's roughly 4 to 7% of the population, depending upon what side of the country you're looking at, and you know there's other ways you can average stuff out. But we'll just pick the middle of the road and say 5%. 5% of the population. And let's see what we got here. Okay, and so we got all this craziness going on from Disney, and they're throwing their $300 billion corporation behind, you know, 5% of the population, and it's even smaller for the trans population. That's like 0.05%. It's like half of 1% of the gross population suffers from the trans craziness, because that's what it is. If you think you're something you're not, in my opinion, that's a delusion, and delusions have always been been associated with mental illness. But, you know, hey, it's neither here nor there. All right, so we have a $300 billion corporation. It's totally cool with grooming the youth to be victims and weak. They have no problem with that. And they're quite literally, they are selling full out propaganda to you. All right? Like, for instance, when we started this podcast off with Will Smith here in Hollywood, and all of the craziness that's going on there, and that's just an utter shit show as well. But now you have Hollywood linking up with Walt Disney. How big is Hollywood in the billions? Walt Disney is close to $300 billion. We could easily be talking $1.5 trillion being used to corrupt your children, to push their propaganda, to make everyone weaker, and always be the victim. Now listen, bad shit happens to people. I understand it. Yes, you could be a victim. All right? Most people get over it and regroup and move on. But if you live your life as a permanent victim, you will never succeed. Because it'll always be somebody else's fault. You'll always be looking for that excuse not to do the extra 10 minutes or walk the extra 4 miles or stay for the extra 2 hours of overtime, or hell, even work a challenging job because you're a fucking victim. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I'm a motherfucking Americanist. I believe in America. Okay? And we are seeing this country be destroyed by crony capitalism. Crony capitalism. We have these huge corporations basically owning all of our media outlets and telling us what they want. They tell us what we think that we want to hear, or they're just flat out lying to us on a regular basis. That's just mind-boggling to me. All right, now here we go with, we talk about the joke. Here's this article from the LA Times. All right, we're covering a lot of, these corporations out there. Like here's a corporation from Hollywood, Bad Robot, $10 million over the next 5 years. Basically social justice causes. All right. Let's see what we got here. Warner Brothers, $100 million. Walt Disney, $5 million. Amazon, $11 million. Universal Group, $25 million. Sony Corp and Sony Pictures, $100 million. Viacom CBS, $5 million. Comcast Corp, another $100 million. Do I have to keep going on? Because this is a long fucking list. All right. These giant corporations want to destroy America, turn you into a weak fucking slave that's always the victim. Proof is in the pudding. I'm just showing you the numbers right there. All right, let's see if we have any more super chats. And then I'll check the emails. And we'll see what's up here. Okay. We got a lot of people out there are getting spun up over this. I'm just looking across all of the different platforms we're streaming to. Wow. Well, what are you going to do? Let's see what we got on D Live. That just cracks me out. I've been age restricted on D Live as well. That's amazing. Let's see what we got here on MGTOW. Yeah, I always get those. I get asked a lot of those questions in regards, you know. I lost my train of thought there. Sorry. Wow. Holy smokes. Let's see, video. Let's see, Popp, I just posted a video on why there's no such thing as the born British cigarette. You hit the nail on the head when someone talking about Disney and they're grooming kids from the beginning. Yeah, they are. And this isn't good, man. I have no idea. I just don't know what I would do if I had a young child in my family that was, you know, sexually abused. You know, I'd probably be in prison because I would not handle that well. I would set up on that motherfucker and you know, that'd be it for him. Oh wow! It appears that crony capitalism comment I put out there really struck home with you guys. That's cool. That's cool. Crazy Uncle Popp, I'm sure you remember each time you see the PowerPoint starting, I would always hear, "Death by PowerPoint." I would respond, "Slow death from PowerPoint." Yeah, I would do the same thing. Yeah, let's see. Ballistic Zero, I'm still working on. I got to go do the reservation for the area we're going to have the Mantastic Moment party at. Okay, let's see. See, everyone needs to be careful what they watch. You can't get the entire story off of 5-second video clips. Much of it is clipped to show only victories on one side. Yeah. Ukraine is running roughshod with drones. Feminists invade colleges. Al Gore invents the internet. Coincidence? I think nay. Nay, I say. Oh my god, it's funny. All right, let's see what we got here in Rumble. Oh, this is Twitch, sorry. Okay. There's a whole bunch of comments here on Twitch, but I'm not seeing any super chats here. Again, if I missed your super chat, send an email and we'll cover it. Man. Dude, I'm honored you guys like to watch me. Let's see what we got here. Wow, I'm already up to 12, almost 13,000 subscribers on Rumble. Well, sorry, it doesn't work like that in Rumble. I have almost 13,000 Rumbles, whatever that means. I think that's comments or something. Let's go to Odyssey and see what we got here. All right. Okay. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I'm just haven't done this in a while. All right, we have Odyssey. All right, so we got one here from Jackal the I believe it's Jackal the Fiend. Hey Pop, any advice for a new guy to gun broker? I found a Gustav Model 98. All right, now at this time in our history, I would not advise buying any weapons platforms that you need to get custom ammo for, or ammo that's hard to get. So if this is a Model 98 Mauser, 8mm Mauser, that ammo's not easy to get anymore. All right, so you got to be careful with that. I made the mistake and got my hands on a 6.5 PRC. I got the brass, but I haven't reloaded any of it yet. Whew. Let's see what we got here. Alrighty. Let's see, you got a screenshot. Chief Kick a Bitch from Slap-a-Home Nation. I love that guy. Damn good screen name. Some damn comedy jokes could come off that. What do we got here? All right. Wow. Now, hopefully you guys, you know, are getting as spun up as I am over this whole Disney thing. Because they're quite literally, you know, trying to ruin your children's lives. Okay, let's see. Thumper the Sweaty Fat Guy. Pop, you have knowledge of horse paste that heals joints? I could use some of that. The stuff I've been taking no longer on shelves up here. Okay, this... Where is it? Okay, hang on. Here is my own personal bottle of horse paste. Okay, I bought it on Amazon. It's Fluid Action HA. I've been taking this for years, and it has helped out a lot. Okay, because I put this meat suit through the ringer, and I ideally would like to not be a cripple anytime before I have to trade in the meat suit for its mineral deposits. Okay, let's see what we got here. Polska Bob. Pop, I'm at a wake. Here's some money. Thank you. Donna Hannaford. Let's see. Pop, can you please collaborate with STG Trevor Colt MC from the UK? Send an email to redonkulas12gmail.com with that guy's name, and I'll see what I can do. Let's see. I will definitely give it a go. All right. Let's see what we got here. You guys are disgusting, man. Disgusting. Some of the stuff you're talking about in the chat's insane. All right. All right, man, I'm getting a lot of comments on Rumple now. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. That's pretty much covering the three things that, the three big stories I wanted to talk to tonight. it's just like we're watching our entire civilization crumble in slow motion. We all know what's wrong, but we have like this small people at the top who are blocking us from fixing it. And that frustration is going to continue to grow, especially when your gas is $10 a gallon and you can't heat your house or feed your kids. It's that's that small people at the top pulling the strings. They're going to be screwed. They're going to have to find somewhere in the country or in the world to live because there'll be a lot of people looking for them. Here's another one for Scoop Pun. Hi Pop's been a while. Love from down under, no homo. Just saw the U.S. ad for JOI in the army. What the fuck happened? When we're not that bad. Still trying to bottle of Sullivan's Cove for you. Okay. Sold out constantly. Yeah, I get you. It's all good. All right, so hopefully this has been a good learning curve. I mean, we went basically an hour and 21 minutes, an hour and 126 minutes, almost an hour and a half. Talked about 3 subjects and covered some good super chats. So hopefully I can get this fixed moving forward. I don't think it was that bad. Could have been better. Got to do some organization here on my own system. But it is what it is. All right. That's me for tonight, gentlemen. I'm going to sign off here. And I just want to thank you for everything. Take it easy.